Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is a very special video. I'm going to finally announce what I am even working on. You've been waiting for it. Actually, I think there's maybe... pretty much everyone who's asked me I've told. I'm not very secretive about it. But the one person I haven't told is the internet, so welcome. Full disclaimer, I just had my very first macchiato. I can't English today. From Dunkin' Donuts, and it was really good, and it has 2 espresso shots because I've been really sleepy. So that's gonna go well. So a little bit of background about my project. I have been working on it officially since mid-December, I would say, is when I started my in-depth outline. But I actually first got the idea 2 years ago when I was working at my desk job at the American Red Cross. I can't remember how exactly I came up with it. I think I was listening to a podcast that mentioned unsolved mysteries, which got me thinking about the legend of the Crystal Skulls, which got me thinking about, I wonder where they came from, which got me thinking I should write a book about it. So essentially, my novel revolves around the legend of the Crystal Skulls. These ancient skulls, origins unknown, are guarded around the world by seemingly ordinary people. But when a group of friends meet a guardian, they find out that each skull holds a unique gift that when brought together would mean unstoppable power. And naturally, that's what somebody is trying to do. So that's essentially the premise of my story. There's obviously a lot more to it. It's going to be, I am aiming for around 100,000 words. I know that that's a little bit high, especially for a debut novel, and I'll talk more about word count and page count and what that all means and how it translates in another video. But for me, I just think that honestly it needs to be this high given how many characters I have involved in the story. Originally, I was going to have this book split up between 2 books, and I was going to have book 1, book 2. But I realized the premise of book 1 wasn't strong enough as a standalone. It was sort of just all build up and no real resolution. Which obviously a book in a series you want to end on a cliffhanger, but you still need to have that arc somewhat. And it just was all droop with no zoop. So I made it into one. And for those of you who have never heard about the legend of the Crystal Skulls, it's actually one of my favorite unsolved mysteries. I am obsessed with unsolved mysteries, I must say. Huge Nancy Drew fan, huge Agatha Christie fan, huge Angela Lansbury fan, even though she's not a detective, but she basically is a detective. And so when I first heard about this legend, I fell in love with it, and it's always stuck with me, and the idea of writing a book revolved around it just seems perfect, especially as my debut novel. So a little bit of background about the actual Crystal Skulls. They originally started appearing throughout history, at least, written history, in the late 19th century, I believe. They kind of just popped out of nowhere, which leads a lot of people to believe that a majority of the skulls were indeed fake. However, rumors about the skulls and talks about the skulls have been around, well, they don't know. Supposedly they originated from Mayan culture, but once again, archaeologists don't really know. Skeptics think that this guy named Eugene Bobin actually had a lot of the skulls made because he used to sell ancient artifacts to buyers who were back then willing to pay a lot of money and not ask a lot of questions, if you know what I mean. And aging the skulls isn't so easy because a lot of artifacts we age by carbon dating, right? Well, crystal doesn't have carbon, and so the only thing we can use, or scientists use, I don't do it, I wish I did it, is they can look at the skull and see how it was made. So certain tool marks are going to age the skull because they know at what point in history tools were invented, but basically based on the way the skull was formed and what tools were used, they can use that to date when it was made, or at least have a good estimate. Now, rumor has it there are some skulls where they haven't been able to find any tool marks. Those are supposedly the original crystal skulls. Unfortunately, we don't really have any of those. There are crystal skulls in museums around the world, but those ones, I think, in museums, they have been dated to have been formed in the late 19th century, perhaps even early 20th century. And so, for the most part, they know that those aren't genuine. I mean, they are still crystal skulls, but they're not from ancient Mayan civilization as originally thought. But that's a little bit of background about the crystal skulls. You can read way more online. There's a whole bunch of information, and of course, even more conspiracy theories. A lot of people think these skulls came from other worlds, you know, that have more advanced technology to make these perfect crystal skulls that are supposedly out there now. And of course, they are said to hold a curse for those who possess the skulls. So there you have it. That's a little sneak peek about what I am working on. I will be giving more details about my story each week, every Monday. Please look for it on shelves in the year, I don't know, whenever I get published. I don't know when it's gonna be. Just really quick, I do want to talk about my goals. I don't like the word hope, because hope implies that you're giving yourself room to fail. No. I plan to have the first draft completed by the end of July. Originally, my goal was set to the end of the year, December 31st. However, at the pace I'm going, I'll be done by the end of June. So I'm gonna actually aim for the end of July, fingers crossed, and, you know, get edits going, get beta reads going. If you're interested in beta reading, let me know below. I mean, I guess it's never too soon to start recruiting. That's probably not true. It probably is too soon, but I'm just excited and I want to get going with it, so please. Or if you're interested in having a critique partner, if you're working on your own Camp NaNoWriMo project, please also let me know. I'm currently without one, so I could always use one, and I would be very happy to read over your manuscript as well. I'm sorry, I hate the term manuscript and I keep using it. I don't know why I hate it. It's just one of those words, like, why do I hate it? I mean, I know it's the correct term, right? Oh, and like, this is sort of weird to mention, but thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I know it's not that many. How many do I have? I have 24 subscribers, but so I have increased by 10 subscribers over the weekend, and I think that's really cool. So thank you to everybody who is newly subscribed. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoy my videos. Sorry if you don't, but don't unsubscribe. You should stay subscribed because, you just should. Thank you. Alright, thank you for watching. Subscribe below, and I'll see you on Wednesday.